Hey YouTube, this is NJ4Wider5, and this will probably be a real quick video. I finally got the batteries that I plan on using with a Malatrex welder. These are the batteries from Battery Hookup. I've actually got probably 9 coming in this box. I have 12 coming in another box and 40 or 30 coming in another box, so a total of 51 batteries. In this video I'm just gonna go ahead and unbox this and then do some testing. So we'll unbox this right now, and then I'll get my testing station kind of set up, and we'll start testing these. Alright, so as you guys can see, they're the basic spim08hps. They're a lot smaller than I thought they were, but I also got huge hands, so everything to me looks a lot smaller. Let's measure real quick. I'm going to use my plastic old trusty because I don't want to use a metal one on this. Looks like in centimeters we are looking at 14 centimeters or 5.5 inches wide, and from tab to tab we're going to be looking at 8.25 inches or little bit close, well actually 21 centimeters. And for thickness, now my battery died, so we'll go for thickness. We're going to be looking at, looks like it's about 7/16. The plan is to run these in a 3P configuration, maybe 3P, might be 3S 2P. I'm gonna check with a couple other guys to see what works the best. Once I get everything connected, I'm gonna try to trim the edges like he did. I'm probably gonna mark mine, and then once I trim the edges, it should make it a little bit smaller. I'd like to put it in a case, and then hopefully make it look nice and neat. Alright, well this is kind of the setup, and it's probably gonna be slow going. I've got a couple IMAX B6s and stuff, but they can't discharge and charge as much as this can. This has got degenerative discharge or whatever that is, and hopefully I can get it to work correctly, because usually this battery is brand new, and usually with the newer batteries they charge rather fast. And I've seen everybody else online, they seem to, it looks like they keep their tape. I've actually got this kind of tape, well kind of, mine's blue, and you want to make sure that no matter what you do, at every single point of these batteries, you keep these protected. You keep these tabs protected at all times. There's way too much power in these batteries to not have them protected at all. Make sure you double check, triple check, and quad check your polarities. Make sure there's no metal that can short them. Just be 100% safe with these, because these are not to be played with at all. Alright, these are marked. I guess the top is a positive and the bottom is a negative. So let's check right now. Let's see how fully charged they are. Let's see what I get on them. 3.59. Looks like they're storage charged. They might be brand new. I know brand new cells typically come in about that, not about that far in voltage. So let's try to charge this thing and see if I have any issues with my reactor. Negative, negative, positive, and positive. Alrighty. Okay guys, well that was me testing the spim08hps from Battery Hookup. The only issue I came across, and there's actually no issues, just so you guys know, it was just a question I threw out there on Facebook hoping somebody could tell me why these batteries were acting like that. When I had my discharge reduced at 100%, or actually off is what it is when you have it at 100%, I noticed that these batteries were degrading, and they were degrading by 50, sometimes 100, and I think a couple of them degraded 200. And I thought that was kind of strange because when you look at all the other videos online and everybody else, they're getting really high capacity rates, and it looked like as they cycle the batteries, they seem to get better. I wasn't to the point where I was doing the discharge rate at a standard rate just yet, so it was kind of confusing me. So I left that question out on Facebook, seeing if anybody out there could tell me if they've ever had that issue with these batteries. I left a couple of, I guess, how would you call them, call outs for Tom over there, and he never answered me. Usually he answers me back pretty fast, but I don't know if maybe he's too busy or what's going on. So nobody really got back to me. The answers I got were basically people just trying to, I guess, coach me. Make a long story short, on average, all these batteries I tested with 100% discharge reduced at 100%, and I was getting probably minus 300 mAhs of what they are right now. Like this one would be 8269. When you run your discharge reduced at 100%, what you're actually doing, and I'd like to do this with the higher capacity cells, is you're actually running them balls to the wall, 100% from fully charged to fully discharged. And I like to do that because it actually tells me the actual capacity of the battery. In real world, if you're out there and you're running one of these e-bikes or go-karts or whatever you're running, you're not gonna slow down whenever the battery starts to hit 0 volts, or as the battery starts to run. You're not just gonna slow down and say, oh, I'm gonna take it easy on this battery because my battery's almost dead. No, you're not. You're gonna run that thing as hard as you can for as long as you can. So running the discharge reduced at 100% lets you do that, and it kind of gives you a good idea of how the battery's going to react. Running it at standard discharge reduced, and most of your hobby chargers do this automatically. There's no settings in the settings to fix it or to change it, and that's your basic IMAX B6s and other hobby chargers. They don't have a setting where you can change it. Some of them do. They usually run at about 5%. What that actually does is, once this hits, let's say I have the voltage set for 3 volts. Once it hits 3 volts, it's going to knock down the amps by 10%. And typically you'll see it climb back up a little bit, maybe 3.1, and then it'll knock it down another 10%. And it'll keep doing that. It'll keep cycling it and lowering it, lowering it to hit 0, until it hits 0 amps, and then of course it ends the cycle. And of course you're going to get a higher capacity. That's basically what most dischargers do when you're discharging the battery. They do exactly that. They lower the amperage as as you get to whatever voltage you decided to go. These are, I guess, spec'd out to do 2.5 at the lowest, and if you run these any higher than 3 volts, you're gonna lose about 1,000 milliamp hours quickly. The discharge curve on here is kind of weird. It usually goes, as you see in the video, it goes from 4.2 to kind of around 4-ish for like a second, then it drops down to 3.8, and it stays there for most of the cycle. And then when it gets to about 3.3, 3.2, maybe 3.4, it just drops. And then as soon as it hits 3 volts, it just drops completely. So there's really no reason to go to 2.5. I mean, what you're going to do is squeeze another 50 milliamp hours out of it. So it's not really worth it. So I had all these set at 3, and as you can see in the video, or the videos, sorry it's dark, the lighting I had was playing havoc with the camera, and I wanted you guys to see the screen. the actual discharge screen. That's why that was dark. As you see in the video, I'll try to maybe, you know, put a little wording at the bottom on which kind of discharge cycle it was. 100% discharge cycle to a 10% discharge cycle, and I'll try to keep them grouped together like battery 1, battery 2. It's going to be kind of hard to do because I got a bunch of videos or a bunch of, you know, clips, but I figured this would be a good way that, you know, if you're out there and you have any questions about these batteries, you want to see how somebody else's charger discharges them, this could be the video that, you know, might help you out. So as closing, I got great. I mean, I'm not complaining one bit. The only thing, like I said, was confusing was the way the battery kind of declined when I was running at 100%. But in the end, at basic, you know, standard discharge rates, like any hobby charger, I was getting 8579, 8054, 8020, 8569, 8275, 7910, 7912, 8309, 8440. And resistance on most of them were anywhere from 2 mega ohms, I believe they called it. I usually say ohms, to 4 ohms. They were all perfect. I mean, I didn't have one single issue with the ohms. I used my X-Star Dragon, of course, to do it, and I actually cross-checked it with my little homemade device, and yeah, the resistance on there is pretty awesome. So that's what I got. So if any of you guys got any questions, you guys can please leave them in the comment section. I'll get back to you right away. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I will check you guys out in the next video where I'll be making a battery pack out of these.